experience robbery or that kind of attack, you have to fight back. Especially when a lot of times these criminals use the element of surprise. So many people are usually surprised on the scene, and then they become very vulnerable and helpless. Even if you think you have what it takes to overpower them, once they have the element of surprise against you, you are automatically powerless and very vulnerable. So whatever they demand, please, I would suggest that just let it off and give it to them. Let them go. Don't resist them.
Leo has a final question for you.
Yeah. Hello? Hello, Doc.
I think we lost all of them on the phone lines. I believe strongly we lost all of them on the phone lines. But listen, at this point in time, we can. Is Doc on? It's okay. So, Mr. Bank Manager, so finally, what would you want to leave us with? What advice would you want to leave customers with?
What I would say is, if you are being attacked, I don't see why you don't have to just let them go. Don't resist. Just give it to them, because life is precious. Because just 10,000 Ghana cedis, I don't see why you should argue out with them. So 10,000, if you have life, I mean, a year or two, I know that I'll be able to come back and then recoup that lost funds. So to me, I don't see why you should resist. And then secondly, if you happen to know any of them, don't mention their names. Behave as if you haven't seen any of them. Okay? Because in an attempt to mention documents or whatever it is, by all means, they know that you have seen, you actually know me. So then I have to kill you. I mean, that is what they have at the back of their mind. So I mean, it is not safe at all to mention names. Just be quiet and then stay calm and then let them take whatever they want. And then as for bank, when you come to bank and then you want to attack a manager or any of my tellers or whatever it is, look, we have our own internal system. We will deliberately, engage you a day, 2 to 3 minutes. And then trust me, within that period, we have a backup, security agency who also come after you. So I know that there's no way that you'll be able to come to bank and then rob us. That one, it would never happen in Ghana.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Manager, for your time. But for you, Dr. Jones, Leo has a question for you.
Yeah, Doc.
Yeah, Leo.
Yeah. Thanks for this weekend too. It was nice.
Thank you, bro.
So I wanted to ask you, don't you think it's time that we compel the telcos to, streamline the mobile money business a little bit more? For example, if you are operating on the table, I don't think you should be allowed to, operate with money to a certain level. Because why would you be keeping 50,000 cedis on you, doing transactions when you are sitting under an umbrella?
That's what I suggested earlier on. That is there a way we can actually cap the amount of money people can actually withdraw at a MoMo point? Okay, because I feel that the tendency for us to open up that space where people can, withdraw and transact as much as they want, actually is a way of even exposing the MoMo vendors to some of these criminals. So we have to find a way to regulate it. We have to find a way to cap it, and then make sure that at least at any point in time, the amount of money that is with them is money that can help them just move around and just go by and just do the things they want to do, in a very simple and small way, rather than having this huge amount of money always on them and always attracting some of these crimes onto themselves. So it's high time. Maybe with this discussion going on, I'm thinking that the operators, the mobile operators are listening and they may want to take action on that.
But Doc, is it not disappointing that over the years the police have not really lived up to expectation, even with all the cameras we have installed in town?
Well, Dave, if you remember some of my conversations with you, I told you that cameras in and by themselves don't prevent these crimes. They in fact, if you look at the patterns we've observed over the period, these cameras, in spite of their role as acting as deterrents, many of them don't even deter the criminals again these times, because a lot of them even come very covered and all that. But to the extent that we have these cameras, on our streets, and the fact that they are supposed to do a job, I'm thinking that the police must deploy them properly. The videos must be assessed. They must be retrieved and assessed, and then properly, do the pin mapping. Because what happens is that because of the way these cameras are placed within the cities, we are able to pick some of these, the pictures of some of these guys as and when they move around within the city. So I'm thinking that they must deploy these cameras and make good use of them, rather than just using them as it were like decorating the cities and just, because from what I'm seeing, if they are not acting as deterrent, then we should be able to use it to assist in gathering evidence and also helping us to arrest the perpetrators. So we have to do more. The police, I think, they have what it takes to be able to get to the bottom of these crimes if they really want to. And I'm counting on them, and I trust that they will do what is right.
In your readings, are we to expect more of such, crimes, MoMo vendor crimes?
Yes, we won't stop hearing this. And I'm telling you, to the extent that we have some of the factors that generate some of these crimes still persisting, and the fact that we've not been able to streamline and rework some of the activities of the MoMo people, you'll still have pockets of these things happening over the period. What I'm just praying is that based on the discussions and educations we are doing all over the place, the MoMo vendors themselves will begin to take some personal security measures, especially in how they conduct their businesses, how they relate to people who come to do businesses with them, and also even watch the timings that they transact some of the business. Especially, I know some of them even stay late into the night. Where I was living some time ago, there was a MoMo vendor right on my junction. This guy can stay there up to 10 p.m. and you see a lot of boys surrounding him. So I had to find a way to tell him that, my friend, the way you are operating and the fact that you are always entertaining guys around late into the night, it's not a very good security thing for you. So you may have to watch out. Then I realized he began modifying that, because I had to draw his attention to the security implications of what he was doing. So I'm thinking that let's all try to help ourselves, especially the MoMo vendors, in the way we transact our business. And I'm sure if we do that, we will all be safe.
Especially, I agree with you on the time they close and all. This one happened at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. So broad daylight. Thanks very much, Dr. Jones Opoku-Aware, for your time. We are grateful to you. Now,